Okay, here is your video for lesson 4 for Noteflight. Before we go to lesson 4, I just wanted to show you that I have put a video up at the top of our classroom page, and this is just a very short video to show you the problems you've been having if your lines are splitting up and you want to make it back into one line on Noteflight, or if you have extra measures that you need to delete. So this video up at the top will just show you how to fix those problems. Okay, so let's go down to lesson number 4. And lesson number 4 is going to be very similar to lesson number 3. In lesson number 3, you created a 2-bar pattern with a bass drum, snare drum, and cymbal. So in lesson number 4, you're going to create a 4-bar pattern with bass drum, snare drum, and cymbal. Okay, but this 4-bar pattern is going to follow a specific kind of pattern. We're going to go A, B, A, C. So if we look here, A is the same. Okay, so if you look at both A's, they're the same. And then B and C are related, but not quite exactly the same. Okay, so they're not completely different. They're related to each other. C is based on B, but it's changed a little bit. So A and A are like identical twins. Okay, you make them exactly the same. And then B and C are like two brothers or two sisters that look alike, but one's a little bit older or they're a little bit different. Okay, so A, same, B, C, close, but not quite the same. So let's listen to an example here. Okay, we won't repeat it just to save time in the video, but so you can listen to it more on your own, of course, and you can listen to the other example here. So same thing, A, B, A, C. So A and A are the same, and B and C are similar but different. Okay, you'll notice that on the bass drum, I'm using syncopated patterns. Okay, so dotted quarter notes, T-taw patterns, those kinds of things. Okay, so this is part of what I'm looking for in these assignments, is that you know how to use these syncopated patterns. Okay, on the snare drum, I'm using a nice simple backbeat. I did a little kind of tricky thing with the backbeat. Actually, let's listen to this example just so we can hear. I kind of changed the backbeat a little bit at the end just to make it a little bit interesting. Okay, so if you look here, what I did at the end is it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I put a little syncopation on the backbeat. So I've still got 2 and 4, and I don't play on 1 and I don't play on 3, but I play on 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the and of 3, the middle of the beat number 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that kind of gives a nice little signal to our ears, hey, we're going to go back to the beginning. It kind of like ends the pattern and goes back to the beginning. So that is a nice little trick in music to kind of tell you that things are going to repeat. Okay, so let's go down here, and what you're going to do in this assignment is you're going to create 2 of your own. Okay, so I'm going to do one with you, but I don't want you to copy mine. I'll just let you watch kind of as an example of what we're doing. Okay, just so we're going to make a backbeat. So first thing I'm going to do is create a backbeat. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all these tools that I don't need. I'm going to keep that layout tool in case I need to fix my bars. Okay, but I'm going to get rid of all the tools that I don't need, so it's not a big mess up there. So I've just got edit, duration, and layout right now. Okay, so let's just split up some rests here and create a backbeat. Okay. So I'm just making everything into quarter note rest so that I can put in some quarter notes. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm putting it on the middle line for my snare drum. 4, 2, 4. Okay, now, if you want to, actually, never mind. I'll show you that later. Okay, so 2, 4, 2, 4. Well, that was an easy line. Okay, let's work on the bass drum. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it simple on A, and then I'm going to make it syncopated on B and C. So I'm just going to do 1, 3, and. Okay, so 1, rest, and then, okay, I don't want a half note. I'm going to do 3 and, so 2 eighth notes. So I'm going to change that into an eighth note. And then with my arrows, I'm just going to move over to the next rest. So I use my arrow keys on my keyboard, and I can put in 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now since A needs to be the same, I'm going to do the same over here right now so that I make it exactly the same. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, change that into an eighth note, and put in my other eighth note. 1, 2. Okay, so A is the same. So now B. Okay, well, I really like my ti-ta ti kind of pattern. Ti-ta ti-ta. I really like that on the bass drum, the way that sounds for me. So that's what I'm going to do. Eighth note, change that into a quarter note. Ti-ta. Change that in eighth note. Ti-ta ti. Okay, so I know I'm going fast here, but this is lesson 4. So if you still need some time to go a little bit slower, you can go back to the early videos and watch those again. Okay, and then I'll put a half note in the end. Ti-ta, ti-ta. Okay, now I'm going to do something similar here. Oopsies. Use my arrow keys to move that up. Eighth note. Change that into a quarter note. Change that into an eighth note. Ti-ta. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to syncopate again. So I'm going to select this rest, and I'm going to split it up, and then I'm going to split this quarter rest into 2 eighth rests. So I'm going 1 and 2 and so beat 3 is right here. 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going to leave 3 empty, and I'm going to put the next note on beat on the and. So it's going to go 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so let's listen to what that's going to sound like. That might be kind of interesting. Let's hear it. Okay, so that kind of makes it extra syncopated, doesn't it? Your ear expects a beat to be here, but then it kind of puts it off the beat on here. So I really like the way that sounds. So we're going to keep it like that. It kind of has the same trick here, right? It kind of tells your ear that it's going to start again. Okay, so and now up here, I'm just going to keep things simple for A. So I'm just going to go T, 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 T. Just very simple up here. Okay, so and then over here, same thing. Okay, change it into an eighth note. T, 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 T. Okay, so A, A. And then I'll make it a little bit more complicated here. Okay, so we'll maybe tick a T, 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 T. Okay, I am running out of time on my video, so you get the idea here. I'm going to make it more complex over here, but I've got to stop this video here, so you can fill in B and C. You can work on another one here. All right, go for it.